Alrighty.
And welcome to our wonderful segment tonight. It's a special treat, and it's called Ancient Mysteries with Light Activation Healing. And we have some very special people with us today, and we will be doing some ancient, high level healing techniques to share with you. And we're going to talk about a little bit about where that comes from, and then we're going to have an experience. We'll have an experience with it. So settle in and just get ready for a journey. We'll take you on a journey. So I'm going to mute because I hear some feedback. And so whenever I need to speak with any of the people here, I will make sure I unmute. So if you are joining us, please let us know you're here. And by telling us, hey, I'm here, and where you're from. And yeah, if you want to experience one of these awesome ancient mystery healing sessions we're going to do today, put it in there. We won't necessarily go by order because we will randomly select where we're guided. But first, let's just start by saying I'm Cindy Eyler. I'm founder of Light Activation Healing System. And my specialty is leading spiritual journeys around the world for people to connect with their ancient roots, their soul roots, to learn more about themselves, what they have deep inside. And because when you know about yourself, you can operate in this world a lot better. And everybody has these layers of themselves, their souls, their lifetimes. And I find when I take them to these spiritual places through these amazing experiences that things unlock that they would otherwise not unlock. So just think about that for a minute. Also, I do light activation healings. Most of my clients work with me for a year at a time or 6 months because we like to get in deep and really clear things that are hindrances that are getting in the way of your life, known or unknown. And we work on emotional issues, spiritual growth, all kinds of things. So we'll just take a time to introduce you to each one of the people here, and so you can get to know who everyone is. And so I'd like to pass the baton to Homer, who of course you guys all know. But Homer, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Homer, and I also do light activation healing, of course, and like my colleagues, we work on physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. But I guess, no, it's not, I guess. I know my specialty is I love to, well, the people that come to me, sometimes they have a galactic connection. And what I like to do is, if I'm guided, I will sometimes see what their galactic connection is, like their star family, maybe their planet or dimension that they're from. So I love to do that.
Great. Okay, we will move on to I.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Ozawa, and my specialty is helping people get in touch with their true essence of who they are and like really opening it up so that they can really follow what they love doing instead of life just giving them and just following that path. I love taking everybody to feel good about themselves and to follow their passion and, make better future for themselves. So that's my specialty.
Thank you, I. And Mama Sutra Mary.
Hi, everybody. My name's Mary. Nice to meet you, everybody. This is my first time being on live, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm grateful and thankful to be here. Thank you, Cindy. And I'm here to help people with everyday guidance, help people with their life stories. And I'm a student of Cindy's for many years, and just happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, so we all do light activation healing, obviously. That's why we're on this show together. And we work together and travel together and do these shows together. So let's dive in a little deeper here on why we call it the ancient mysteries of light activation healing. So one thing about our work is it's not a new modality. This is not something, I mean, yes, I channeled it, I received the information, and we'll do a show about that specifically another time. But as I was given the information, I was trained and shown sacred geometry, healing with sacred geometry, using certain shapes for certain things. And it became this journey. So yes, I downloaded basically the healing system, but then the journey began. And that is why we often travel to places that are power spots like Egypt, Peru, India, the Mayan
Bimini.
Riviera, Bimini, all kinds of places to get into the energy of the ancients. And each one of them carry a specific frequency. And every time we go there, it's incorporated into our frequency. So it helps us to go deeper and deeper into our work and be able to help our clients and our students with the frequencies that we're holding. As we're exposed to it, we can expose them to it. So it's a really huge subject, but sacred geometry is a big deal. And ceremony is a big deal. So everywhere we travel, it really adds on and applies to all these different aspects of light activation healing. So what we were learning more and more is the ancient foundations of this healing system. I'm getting chills. It's this deep-rooted healing frequency that has been here from ancestors and beyond to the ancient times, obviously, that we are basically awakened with and now can continue the journey and share it. So there's a lot of times where we have these flashbacks or these past life connections. And, I believe that all lifetimes are happening at the same time. So I might refer to past life because that's what people know. But I believe that it's all just happening at the same time. So there are a lot of different aspects of ourselves in all different lifetimes at all different times. How exciting is that? So there may be a part of you that has roots in royalty, or roots being a shaman, or roots being not so royal. There's just all kinds of levels. So the only way that you can find out more about that is if you get into the frequency to experience that. And we really nurture and open that for you through our different various ways of working, whether it's a light activation healing, light activation class, light activation spiritual journey. In all different ways. We approach it in all different ways, which is really key to what we're doing here tonight. We will be sharing some of the many ancient techniques with whoever we pick to do some sessions on tonight. So each one of us will be demonstrating, not like demonstrating to you, but we will help you to experience one technique each, all at the same time on one person. So it's very powerful. And they all stem from different ancient roots. And so it's very exciting for us because we get to really give you a lift off, beam you up with frequency of the ancient power and help you to see these different aspects of yourself, known or unknown. So with that, it means that we are all going to do a different approach to your little mini session. And so when we approach, that means that we're all coming from these multi-dimensions. We might all be working from a different dimensional aspect. and looking at you, at all of your multidimensional aspects. So it's really exciting because you're more than just this human. You're more than just, I mean, when people say you're a spiritual body, you're an energy body, true, but you're even more than that. You're multi-dimensional. If you have lifetimes going on in all kinds of dimensions, imagine how dimensional you really are. And you can tap into all of those roots. So when we, with light activation, have all of these techniques, we can apply all these techniques by ourselves when we're doing our own session at the same time. Then we can see into your energy and approach it in a more all-inclusive way and get some really deep information that may not come out otherwise if you were not to look at things with such a multi-dimensional perspective and aspects. So Homer, I just wanted to point out, has one of his pyramids up behind him. You can only see a portion of it. Those pyramids that he and his father built are huge.
Yeah, there's a top portion that emanates out.
Yeah. So
and
how
it's full of stars. Yes.
How tall are your pyramids again, Homer?
The tallest one I have is 16 feet.
So yeah, you need a very high space. So we were having them set up for expos when we would do like the New Living Expo in San Francisco and other things, but we always had to think about the height, you know, and make sure that they could fit because they're so tall. So I'm just going to expand Homer's window for a second to see if we can get a better view behind there. Do you want to show them that the sun? Can you move that? Or
yes. So here we go.
And we're going to be doing a light activation healing tools segment next Friday. So tune into that because it's going to be really exciting.
So this is one of the tools that is that goes with my sun pyramid, which is the 16-footer. And this is the sun wand that I have. And I use this when I am infusing frequency into a person from feet to head, and just tapping in, sending in frequency, sending in healing. And the healing tool is made of copper wire. And inside each part, I have crystal powder and sage leaves. So everything that you see, I have that. Sage leaves and crystal powder in all of my healing tools. And what you see here is a copper wrap, the orange right here. So this serves as a generator to amplify the frequency. And the tighter the wrap, the more strong the frequency is. And I am using my abilities to send the frequency where it needs to go.
Awesome. So behind him, you can see the spinning portion. And we put the massage tables, the healing tables, underneath the pyramids so people really get all kinds of downloads of frequencies. And
yeah, it creates a vortex, and it's kind of like a time machine. It doesn't matter what time or dimension it is, because when I'm under it, sometimes I have to remind myself or have to tell myself what timeline am I in, because when I'm taking a nap in there, sometimes I wake up not knowing what the timeline is, or I would interact with someone from another dimension, or sometimes my dad in another dimension, or my mom who had passed in another dimension, and thinking that's the dimension I'm in. But then I realized, like when I wake up in this timeline, my dad and I, for example, we didn't have a conversation. But 2 seconds ago we did, but from another dimension. If that makes sense.
Yes. Do you want to say quickly what this drawing is on your side?
Oh, yeah. So this is just my artist interpretation of my energy as a star person, living in the Sirius star system. And this is my, I guess you could call it soul. But this is one of my uniforms that I wear out there in space in in one of my galactic lifetimes. And also, I wore this too in Atlantis as well, something similar to it. And this is an aspect of myself. Um, and its name is Ajanome, which means power and beauty in the Atlantean language that was spoken during Atlantean times.
Awesome. Okay, so just to know that so Homer, I, and myself, we are the teachers of light activation healing. We do have some teachers who have graduated that also teach, but we're the ones that lead the whole system here. And anyone who is here would be a light activation mastery level, which is one of the higher levels besides our mystery school level. And so there's up to mastery, that's a level 4. So when you first take the class, you start with 1 through 3. Those are taught all together. So those are the beginning levels, but they're right off the bat very powerful. And then when you move to mastery, it's a whole different thing. It just becomes like you are a healing wizard. And it is just mind-blowing. Everyone who goes to that level is just blown away in a good way. So we are going to, does anybody want to say anything? Mary, before we move on? Okay, we're going to go ahead and start just demonstrating for you some of these little mini sessions. So each one of us will be doing a different technique. And so let's see, who will we start with? So we're just going to go with each person so you know what we're going to do. And you probably won't understand what it is, but at least when we say what it is and we present it in that way, it's turning it on. So automatically, you guys are going to get a boost right when we say what we're doing. It flips the switch on. So I really want you to just sit back and enjoy this ride. Now, whether you get an actual little mini healing with us or not, you're receiving frequencies, healing frequencies. In fact, you've all been receiving it since we started. We are already doing the work. You don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it. Now, let me just say a little sidestep. Don't worry. We can't do anything to you that you don't want done to you. If you're saying no and your soul's saying no, then it's no. We don't try to force anything on anybody, but this is all the highest frequencies available. And it's all light, and it's all just to shine goodness on you. So it's nothing more than helping you. So I just want to let you know, as each one of us say what we're going to be doing, it's just to help flip on the switch of those frequencies, because each one of us will be holding a different, like I said, a different frequency, and approaching all of us together, approaching one person's little mini healing in a different dimensional aspect. This is super exciting, guys. So just be open to receiving, and let's just go ahead and do this. So we will start with I. Hold on, let me bring you up to the front. I, what will you be doing?
So today I am doing illuminating lifetime.
Awesome. Whoa, I could feel it. So some common feelings that you might feel are chills, heat, maybe a little spin.
Sometimes the body moves.
Yeah, sometimes your body kind of shifts or jerks. there's all kinds of things that happen. We're going to talk about that in another one too, because that's pretty cool. So we will go ahead with Mama Sutra. Mary, hold on. What will you be doing tonight? Hold on. You muted you. Wait, start over again. Go ahead.
Hi, Cindy. I will be doing Bubblicious.
Bubblicious. Thank you, Mary. Doesn't she look bubblicious? Okay, great. And so let's put Mary's just giggly because this is her first introduction to being on a live broadcast. So that's okay. And she's always like that anyway. And there's nothing wrong with that. We like her happy, bubbly energy. Bubblicious Mama Sutra Mary. Okay, let's move to Homer.
So tonight, I will be working on the cells of a person. So I am doing the ultimate cell treatment.
Whoa. Okay. And I will be doing the flame activation. Exhilaration. I said that wrong, but it doesn't matter. I turned it on. See, Mary, I even mess up. Okay. So you get the point. So let's see who would like to get a little mini session. What we will do is just have you relax and close your eyes, and then we will all be doing each of these things together. And then we'll take turns just giving you a very short message about what we saw. And, you know, if you give us permission to clear things that are not in your highest benefit, that always helps too. So I'm going to just look in the chat. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. So nice to see you.
So if you want a healing, just say so.
Yeah, if you would like a little healing, just put it in the chat. And so I see Janine Luke. Hey, Janine. And we'll start with you, Janine. So all you need to do is relax, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and everybody just give us like, you know, a second to tune in. And when we're doing this and when we're speaking, we're all still doing the technique. When we talk, it doesn't mean we stopped. It means we're just talking throughout the healing. The healing doesn't end until we say, okay, thank you. Okay. So receive, and everybody here know that you're also receiving frequencies just by being here. So Janine, Luke, everybody take a nice deep breath and activate your technique, and let's work with Janine. And I will go first when we start to talk. So everybody go ahead and tune in. So as I'm doing the flame exhilaration, the first place I am seeing to work is your heart chakra. And I'm seeing two things. I'm seeing a lot of depth. And in the depth, in the deepest depth, it looks a little dark there. And what we want to do, I'm being guided to put that flame exhilaration right there to light it up to see what's going on there. And I'm actually seeing you very busy deep down in your heart chakra. You look like they're showing me a vision of you moving around, organizing things, getting things settled. And they're saying, don't let the busy work get you distracted. You're here for a purpose. Now, I happen to know you're in California. So, you know, I understand there's fires and things going on there. But these are the messages, whatever comes through at the time are the messages that you most need right now. And I just keep getting distracted. But I'm seeing it like I'm just really noticing a depth. So I keep sending in the flame exhilaration to see what is this depth. And what they're saying is they're clearing layers and layers of this heart chakra energy, which happens to be associated with love and relationships. I'm hearing like it needs clearing. There's a lot of people and I want to say the word I'm hearing is spirits. So, but what I'm getting with that is other people's energies in your space. And it's really causing a blockage and tenseness within your big, huge heart chakra that you have. And they say, just realize that your heart's so full of love and it's just so open that you just soak everybody's stuff in along with it. And they said that is the perfect way to keep a dirty heart chakra. Don't do that. So clean it up, clean it up. So it's interesting because deep in the pit, I saw you organizing and moving things. You need to keep the heart chakra cleaned up as part of that organizing. Okay, go ahead and pass it to I.
So I'm going to continue from there because what I saw is very related to that. So when I'm activating the illuminating lifetimes, what I saw first is actually your feet and the energy underneath your feet. So that tells me like you really need to ground yourself and root it, to who you are. But like Cindy just said, you are pulled in like so many different directions. And what we are clearing right now within you is that it's so like you care about other people and there's so much coming into you, and sometimes you forget like what you actually want, or like what is it like, like the like an honest feeling of yourself and what you want to do. Sometimes you get confused, follow like because like you value other people's opinions and feelings and you want to take care of them too, and all that's going on, and a lot of things that's going on in the world as well. So to be truly aligned with who you are, we are clearing all those things so you can be rooted into who you truly are, so you can voice it and express it into your life.
Oh, that's such a good point. You know what? And all the information wants to flood through, and you just have to
No.
I
hold it back
know.
because we'll be here all day. Because I'm like, but I can't do it. So I'll pass this on to Homer.
So I got similar information, but on a different level, a cellular level. So immediately, just like what Cindy had said, I was guided immediately to the heart, not physical heart, but emotional heart, and the heart chakra. So I was guided to go there first, and then I saw a connection outside it into the aura in the emotional body, which is just part of your aura right outside, beyond your physical body. But then also, I saw a connection to your feet. So I was working on your feet, and similar to what I was saying too, but working on the feet and the legs. So on the cellular level, it needed to be upgraded. There was like, and I was getting the message delay on your journey. So you were on your journey, but somehow there was like a delay of some sort. Um, and on your journey. But then I was seeing the relationship with that, with the heart and the emotion. So the message I was getting for that is similar to what Cindy said about love and a relationship, but I got it more toward yourself. Like start loving yourself more, start healing the relationship you have with yourself, and this is related to that feet area and that delay in the journey. So once you move that, it'll help you go along with your journey, divine journey.
Great, thank you. Okay, Mary.
I went. I went straight to her heart because I felt her heart was heavy. I was clearing. Felt, clearing her head. I saw like negative thinking a lot, headaches. I was guided to her stomach, something going on with her stomach, and to her right foot, um, her foot and her leg. Something that tells me it's something about moving forward with whatever she's deciding and to do. Um, um, and I got the message to tell her uh, um, that she's not alone, that she is loved, and it's okay with whatever she's going through right now. And something about eating whatever she's eating. I don't know if it's upsetting her stomach or so that's what I got.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's just give her a nice big dose of what we are serving it up, the frequency. And okay, and during a regular session, of course, you would get a lot more details than that. And you would also get guidance on how to do the things like love yourself more and all those. So it's very detailed. We don't just say do this, do that. We actually give you the guidance on how to do that as well. So anyway, thank you, Janine, for being our first specimen. And everybody. And good. We will continue riding this wave because I can really feel the frequency building here. Everybody just take a deep breath and let it in. I'm talking about us here and the people on the viewers, whether you're here live or you catch this later. Okay, remember to let us know if you would like to have your own little mini session here. We'll be doing this for a little while. We'll do another one right now, and then we'll get into some other things, but we will continue to do these throughout. You're welcome, Janine. So let's go to Judy Fizzle. Hello, Judy. Thank you for being here. And so again, we're still in the vibe of the healing techniques that we are doing. And so everybody initiate and activate for Judy Fizzle. And this time we will let Homer go first, and then we'll pass the baton around. So let's ready. And Judy, just close your eyes and relax.
So what I'm getting with Judy, oh, can you mute Mary, please?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so first thing I got with Judy, I was guided to the heart chakra and the third chakra. So that's heart chakra is located here. Third chakra is located where the solar plexus is located. So I was getting a message of you get your feelings hurt. Well, you are a very sensitive person, Judy, from what I was getting, and you get your feelings hurt. And when you do get hurt, it takes you a while to get over something, for example. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So going back to the third chakra, I'm also seeing your personal power as well being affected. So not feeling as empowered at times and not feeling like you're in control. And also guided to your feet, not feeling as grounded. So I don't know if you meditate or if you take the time to just take the time to get centered, but the message I was getting was if you can do that, it'll help you just get into focus. And once you do that and get grounded, there are ways to tap into your personal power, and maybe we'll discuss that tonight or at another show. But yeah, once you feel grounded, once you get grounded, it'll help with those issues.
Okay. I'll take it from there while we're here. And so as I'm being guided to work through your spine, I'm seeing a blockage right in the center of your spine, which is the back area of your third chakra, which is your personal power. And I'm hearing there's a break in your energy between what you know you should do and what you actually do. So you go back and forth. It's like looking in two directions at the same time. Know what you should do, but you do the other thing. And then it gets you, it actually is very frustrating to yourself because you find yourself stuck in the same place because you keep doing that same pattern back and forth. So as we're moving that, I'm just seeing these roots, like you're rooted in that it's a habit. And so and I'm hearing from your healing team, it's a habit you can break. It is a habit you can break. And what I'm hearing is stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself. You're too kind, but also I don't want you to feel like that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be very kind. But when you're more considerate towards other people that may not deserve it, or more considerate to other people instead of yourself, then it becomes an imbalance. It's a drain of your personal power. So stand up more for yourself. Be okay with saying no once in a while and not thinking about it one way or another. Nope, that doesn't sit well with me today. Or nope, I'm not doing that today. You don't have to explain why or what, or you don't have to say anything except, no, it's just not working for you today. And smile and walk away. Very easy. Sometimes we make things so difficult on ourselves. Just be happy and say, no, that's not going to work for me. When someone says something rude to you, you know what? That kind of talking isn't working for me today. I think I'll go outside for a walk. You don't have to listen to it. Okay. So it's like, be on board with yourself. Okay. I'm going to pass it over to I.
Okay. So when I first look into you, like how it is, the first thing I saw was like almost like, like when like a singing picture has like halos behind you, like it was like that, but it's cut off like in the middle. So like it's not going all the way down. So what they were saying is that you actually can get a lot of divine guidances on your own, and you're very connected to the spiritual realms. However, just like Cindy said, like it's like there's a lot of things that you can do for yourself, but actually you are not practicing it consistently. So knowing it and doing, consistently every day, that's very important, because like some of the things that you have to do to get things better and really improve your life. But like you gotta do it consistently. So that's what I'm seeing for you.
Great. Okay. Mary?
I feel that she has a lot going on right now. I feel a lot of stress in her neck, in her shoulders, and I feel that there's something bothering her that she needs to let out and speak her truth. There's something going on, and it's causing her illness,
Yeah.
pain in her body and her back. And when she releases and let go and speak her truth, she'll feel a lot better.
So Judy, just
so
pick one thing and do that thing. Like, I'm just going to say no, or I'm going to say that doesn't work for me. That's how you start teaching people what your boundaries are. If you don't give people boundaries, they'll just keep running all over it. So just, hey, no, that's not working for me today. Think I'll go do something else. And that actually works quite well. I've tried it myself. Very empowering. And it leaves the person kind of like, oh, okay, like they don't know what to think. That's a good way to do it. So yeah, and it's much easier than getting in arguments with people, because arguments, nothing is ever solved in an argument, right? I'm not saying that specifically for you, Judy. I'm saying that for everybody. Okay.
And again, type in the chat room if you would like a healing.
Yes. And okay, great. So let's move to Anita. And hello, Anita. We will still work with the same techniques. And this time, I will go first. I meaning AI, not I. I, just to clarify.
It gets confusing,
Yeah, we used to have somebody called L, so we had I, L, and it was getting very confusing. We had to get rid of him. No. Okay, Anita, all you need to do is sit back and relax. I'm going to mute Mary, and then we will go ahead and start sending in the frequency.
Okay, so what they are telling me right now is like a lot of the ancient knowledge in you is actually waking up right now. So it's really important for you to have quiet time, setting aside your, like, yeah, like space and time so that you can actually tap into those ancient part of you, because those wisdom and the skills that you had from, like, old times and other lifetimes are actually waking up and giving you like a lot of skills and knowledges. But you have to take time to listen to those things, and it's just not gonna be like happen like if you're just living an everyday life. So that's my message for you as I'm working on it. Take your time, quiet time, so that you can set those things aside and really embrace those things, because those things are waking up within you. So that's what I'm seeing.
Okay, thank you. Want to go ahead, Homer?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So I was seeing two things. So there is a side of you, Anita, that is very calm, mellow, but there's like a deeper side in you that's very fiery. So I was getting like, ooh, I feel sorry for whoever would get you mad, because there's like a side of you that has a temper or that fire, um, that especially when things are not just or right, you stick up for it. So there's like that power within you, kind of like what I was saying. There's that like an ancient fire in you or power within you that it just it's kind of igniting. Or when you really get mad, it ignites. And when you're in your essence of being in your power, it's like almost like flames, like standing in your power, and almost like a goddess of flame, for example. That's what I was kind of getting an image of. Um, it's my Korean tends to be. Okay, I'm reading the chat as I'm doing this, but yeah. So I do see an awakening for you if it's not already happening. So you're tapping into like deeper knowledge from within. Let's see. Okay, that's what I was getting for now.
Okay, good. So as I'm moving the flame exhilaration up through your spine into your head area, there's a specific flow of energy that goes up and down your spine to your brain, down through your neurons to the rest of your body, and energy. When it gets up to the head, I get this kind of blockage, stuckage energy that is too much weighing on the analytical side. So even though you have connections to, your intuition and this ancient knowledge, your analytical side kicks in very strong and kind of blocks you from going down that path. What I'm hearing is it creates a limitation in your life. It creates limitation in you doing what you really want to do, limitation in your beliefs and what is possible for you to do, limitation in your ability to do what you want to do, basically. Not to say that you can't do what you do. I know you do plenty of things, but if you want to open more sides of yourself, experience new aspects of yourself, touch into a deeper spiritual part of you, it's like you've got to really balance that left and right brain, right? The left is that logical, analytical, having to control things, your reality, how people like to say, oh, I have to be in my reality. And I'm like, you mean your limitation? Because that's what that means. And then the other side, which is your passion, your fire, your creativity, your connection, your heart-based connection, what's really true for your heart. And they're telling me what is it that really stirs your heart? Because that is when you're heart-centered and you're not letting your mind dictate those things that really stir your heart. So Could be traveling to exotic countries or just getting out of the norm, because being in the norm, being in the home, being in that, everyday structure makes you an everyday structure, and you're not built to be an everyday structure. Yes, that can be a part of your life, but your healing guides are saying you're so much more than that. Okay, so it's like, get out of your head and get in your heart and allow your heart to make some decisions one time. It's sometimes, not one time, many times. But, listen to what your head has to say. Otherwise, it'll keep bothering you. Say, okay, I'll listen to everything you have to say. Thank you. Now I'm going to go to my heart and listen to that. Now, which one feels the best? And, if you don't know how to make something happen, if you don't know how something could happen, just know that, you know what, I don't know how, but this is what I'm feeling. And so I know it can be. So I'm going to be open to those possibilities instead of just shutting it down. Okay, let's go to Mary.
For what came to me, what I saw was mountains and nature, and to get out there, get out of your head, and to enjoy life. It's that you have a lot going on. You have a lot going on your shoulders, and I see it's time. It's you need, yeah, you need to get out and be in nature, and it'll make a big difference. And
Okay.
yeah.
So let's give her
Yeah,
a nice dose of this clearing and healing. Cut the cord. Okay, before we move on to the next person, because we will do some more, before we move into the next person, remember to say hello in the chat, where you're watching from, who you are, and even any questions about any of this. We'd love to answer your questions. Just let us know, because we don't really know who's here unless you say hello. So before we step to the next one, I want to kind of just sidestep about this journey. A lot of you are getting these messages about being more of who you are, and giving yourself the time and space to connect with more of yourself, your soul self, your connection, your spiritual connection, why you're here, and going deeper. And I want to tell you that if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be here today. So it's not that it's not doable. It's, what is important to you. And I'm not saying this should be important to you. Maybe if it's not, that's okay. That's your path. But I'm just saying that, I channeled this modality. I didn't want to. I was looking for a very powerful healing modality. I was happy to just go learn one from someone else. But eventually I was told, you're going to channel one. And I was not happy about it whatsoever. And in fact, I kind of got like, I don't want to say tricked, but I was channeling Saint Germain one night. And I was, I used to channel a lot at night, just anyway, because I used to like to keep journals. But anyway, I was channeling. And then at one point, all of a sudden, the energy changed. And I was still hearing words, but I knew it was different. And so that's the thing. One thing that I love is about what I teach is helping people to understand and decipher different energies. Because if you just start communicating with the spirit world, you can get all kinds of things. So I pride myself on understanding the different levels of the spirit realm and tapping into the highest ones. So when I was typing away on my laptop, sitting in my bed about 2 a.m, and I was typing away with this channeling, and all of a sudden I'm still hearing it, and I'm typing, and I'm like, wait a minute, like this energy just changed. What is this? And I heard it's the Syrians. So the star beings, the star system of Sirius. Okay. I had not worked with them. It was not something I was familiar with. although I was interested in the Pleiades, I had read some really great books on that, and it was like kind of freaky to me in a way, but I was very interested in it. And but I was like, what? The Syrians? I don't know that I want to be channeling aliens, right? Now, let me just sidestep for a second, because people get freaked out when they hear the word alien. I just want to settle this. Everyone is an alien. You are an alien. I am an alien. We're all aliens to something. That means that when I say alien, it is something that is not human. Okay. So if there's a star being, if there's an angel, if there's even a deceased person, we are alien to them. So everyone is an alien to someone. That is not a negative thing. So I might use the word alien or star being interchangeably, but I remember we had a student once and she's like, I don't want to use the word alien. That's negative. And so then I heard we have a healing team of teachers who are the Syrians, who stand for a collective of star systems. So it's not just the Syrians that we work with, but they are the direct filter, the teachers for us. But they are the collective consciousness. Okay. And when she said that, I heard them say, oh no, now you're just going to call it alien, because people need to be okay with that word. There is nothing negative about that. So anyway, going back to my story, I'm sitting in bed at 2 a.m. and now I'm channeling aliens, and I'm like, whoa, hold up, Charlie, because I don't know that I want to be like channeling aliens. Like, what is this? So I was asking, permission. Like, I was asking my angels, I was like, is this okay? And everybody was like, yes, this is okay. You need to channel this modality. And I sat in bed and literally channeled light activation healing that night. And they were I'm getting chills. I got very concise, detailed. This is what it is. This is how you do it. This is what you do. This is this. This is that. This is this sacred geometry. This is how you use it. Like, it was like bam, 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 bam. It was just like getting a manual just handed to me, but I had to type it all out. And I was just like, whoa, like I was like totally like, okay, I just type in, good thing I type fast. So then I finished and they said, go teach it. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Just like that? Just like go teach it? And so it was funny because my first class that I held was in Hawaii, and those people had no manuals. They had some printouts of some sacred geometry shapes, and I taught them like that. And it was, it was an interesting class, amazing class, but now our manuals, we have formal manuals, and everybody's very lucky to have these very formal manuals with everything in it. But if I didn't follow through, it wouldn't be here today. And this has been super life-changing for all of us and all of our clients. Like, this is what the bulk of my work is doing these sessions. So, I mean, I'm busy 5 days a week, all day, with doing sessions on people. And like I said, I have people who are in it for a year at a time. They are really that's a commitment to themselves to really dig and learn and grow and just soar in their lives. And it's so rewarding to them. It's so rewarding to me. So I wanted to say that any of you that are getting these messages that, you're connected to follow your path. If I didn't show up and do as I was guided, we would not be sitting here today. And it's just really important for you to know that. And everybody who gets on to their path and starts walking their path in some way all has a story like this. So, Homer, why don't you share your story, like when you started, how you kind of found out, and then what happened?
Well, I mean, there's so many details in it, but I'm going to make it short. I remember you were holding a play group on a Friday evening. There was something about the frequency of that play group that drew me in. It was very star oriented, galactic oriented, so I knew I had to be there. And yeah, when you held that playgroup class, it was like I was back home, and I knew I had to um, see what this was about because it was very familiar to me.
Right. And then me knowing Homer helped to expand on what my understanding was, because he was already into the whole alien thing. So, you know,
I mean, with Cindy, it was the first time I've ever heard the term star being before because I've never heard the star term before. I mean, I know my star people by their name, by their race name, but never heard that term. So that was the first time I've heard that term.
yeah,
Star
and
being.
when he got off the table after a little mini session, he jumped up and his eyes were like really big. And I was like, I looked at him, I said, "Oh my gosh, you're a star being, you're a star person." I was like, I mean, I immediately recognized that. I was like, whoa, like, because I didn't know him. And he's like, what? What's that? And then, you know, when I said, you know, you're related to the stars, and he's like, actually, I am. And I was like, and he even knows it. Like, it was like,
And I even jumped out of my body too during that little
yeah.
mini
Oh,
healing again.
when I would give him a healing session when he first started, again, I didn't know him very well, and I would work on him, and he would jump out of his body and try to do the healing session on himself. And I was like, "What is he doing?" Like, I'd have to tell him, "Get back in your body." And so then after the session, I'd tell him, "You were trying to get up and do the session on yourself." And it was just so funny. But I just want to say that Homer was already connected with his star self when he met me. And he had a teacher that helped him. I don't know, kind of, what would you say she helped you do?
She helped get rid of the amnesia. She helped reawaken the star connection I have within. And she guided me. She taught me how to be a spiritual person first, and the knowledge came after.
Yeah, so it was really exciting for me because now he could help me like be really connected
But
with
Cindy would see all sorts of beings around.
he
And say,
he kind of freaked me out because he was like not a normal client. Like when I'd be working on him and I would see the first time I saw like 5 those little blue cousin its from the Addams family. That's the best way I could describe them. They came walking in the room, walked around the table, and went along the side of the wall. And I was like, okay, I do not understand what this is. And then I'm working at his feet and I look and there's this captain looking guy, alien guy standing there. And I'm like, okay, who are you? And he's like, well, I'm the captain. And he needs to stop, he needs to watch his diet because he's eating too much junk. And I'm like, okay. And so, I mean, these are like just a few of the things that would happen. So when he finished his session, I said, okay, like there was these blue, like 5 cousin its that walked
and I
in.
said, yeah, that's the Fenty.
And he knew who they were. And I was like, okay.
And then the captain, oh, that's a Lekis.
Well, he was scared. He goes, what? He goes, what did he want?
I know.
Because
he's always on my case.
And then it was so funny. And I go, well, he said you have to watch what you eat. He goes, oh, man. Okay, I'm just going to finish that Popeye's chicken that's in my refrigerator. And I'm like thinking, who is this guy? Like, I did not, this was my introduction to Homer. It was like, it was always so weird. I was like, I do not know this guy, but he's like, okay. So it was really a cool thing. Okay, what about you?
So I was already doing other energy healings and theta healings and angel readings and stuff like that. And I didn't know anything about light activation healings. And when Cindy said I'm teaching this class, I'm like, I'm on it. Get me in this. I don't know what it is, but I just feel it. That's how I really make the decisions. But like light activation healing, I felt like that's something I needed to learn. And like I can't imagine my life without it, really. You know, like with the learning of it and like doing sessions with people, teaching classes. Like I really can't imagine without it. So
Right.
my experience of it with the light activation, I really love light activation healings. And like I said, I know like how to do other, healing systems, many other, but I really feel the light activation healing and the DNA reactivation and all the, mystery techniques and stuff. Uh, it's really comprehensive and I really like it because I like my healing sessions to be very effective and efficient. I don't like to waste time, like for my clients, for myself too, So I really love it.
That's that is very true. I know other healing modalities as well. This one is the most comprehensive and deep that I've ever had an experience with, and my life would be totally different if I had not been exposed to it. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful, and I'm grateful for the people who have been guided my way. Like I said in another webinar or another live stream, that Homer showed up right after I channeled this thing. Like he appeared out of nowhere, like into my life. And that's no coincidence. So, okay, Mary, or let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
So where do I start? When I first met you,
what drew you to light activation?
Huh? Oh, what drew me to light activation was from meeting you and learning all the tools and because I was at a very low energy. I was very depressed. I was going through a rough time before I met you. So when I started being a student with you and then when you told me about light activation, that's something that I wanted to do because all the teachings and everything I had learned from you, the tools made me a stronger person to who I am now, and the tools help me with my family and whoever around me. It just I'm just grateful and thankful for light activation. It's done, and then the family I met with you, Homer, and many others, and just the retreats, the spiritual journeys, and just I'm amazed what I've done, snorkeling, going to the Bahamas, and just all these, it made me a better person to who I am right now. And I'm grateful and thankful for all the teaching and tools. And now I'm ready to move forward and help others.
Yes, that's so true. Mary's been on quite a journey with us, and I've seen her grow exponentially over the years, and it's just awesome. And that story happens over and over and over again. I see someone's comment saying that the streaming is jumping a lot. Thank you for letting us know. I do want to let you know that this is StreamYard, so it's actually not us streaming it. It's streamed on the internet. It's streamed on iCloud. So it has nothing to do with any connection that we are setting. So it should be pretty stable. It might be your connection or maybe wherever you're watching it from. Just letting you know that. But I really appreciate the feedback. Thank you for letting us know. Okay. So the one last thing not the last thing, but one thing I do want to mention is talking about how things happen. So one thing I know is when I was learning different things, like about sacred geometry, about aliens, I was like learning all these little pieces, but it comes full circle, and that will happen for you too. I didn't know that things were being taught to me along the way in order for it to complete a circle and for me to open up and realize that all of those things were happening to formulate this healing, for me to understand this healing system. I would have never been able to understand this healing system had I not learned about sacred geometry and aliens and all these things prior, but definitely I learned a lot more being in it. And further, I want to talk to you about if we didn't step out before being completely sure about 100% everything, you're never going to be completely sure and 100% about everything. We went on a trip to Egypt, which we have led I don't even know, so many trips to Egypt, so many. I can't even count. But when we went to this particular temple, way, way out in the desert, like it's super far, it's called Abydos. And we were walking around the temple, and I walked into one of the little temple rooms, and there was Horus doing light activation healing on one of the carvings in the wall of this temple.
The hieroglyphics.
I was like, I mean, almost life size. And I ran out of there to get Homer. Homer, you got to come see this.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
And then there was some other people that were light activation practitioners on that trip. I went to go get all of them. I was like, you have to see this. And we were like, I was taking them to this room in the temple. Like, look, they're doing light activation. And it just, I'm getting chills. It was just mind blowing. I mean, what kind of validation is that? If we did not follow our guidance to go to these places, we don't know, we have a reason to go, but we never really know the reason until we get there and really find out the reason. And this is just one example. We have lots of examples of things, but to actually see them doing it on the temple walls, wow. Talk about ancient. Okay. It's no mystery. It's ancient. So really exciting. Okay. Does any of you have anything else you want to add to that before we choose somebody else for a little mini session? No? Okay. Why don't we go ahead and jump in here and let's do Karen. She asked a little while ago, Karen Spalding. Hello, Karen. Thank you for being here. And, everybody go ahead and keep asking because we will get to more. We'll get to more here. So again, let's go ahead and start activating our technique. And if you did not see the different techniques we're doing, we introduced that in the beginning of this video. Go back and watch it when it's over. So everybody here is getting some frequency, whether you're, being the one directly addressed or not, just know that. And we will continue on. So Swati, no, not Swati. Okay, we will do you, Swati. Karen, just sit back and relax. And I guess I'll start first. Let's go ahead and start sending in the frequency. All of us are approaching it from different dimensions, doing different ancient techniques with light activation healing. So the first thing I see in your second chakra, which is your sexuality, your creativity, and even manifesting, is a darkness. It's very muddy and dark in there. And what I'm hearing is it's hard for you to see the truth to people because your energy needs to be cleared and you need to be in your body to experience yourself before you can purely, clearly, cleanly see what's around you. You're working from a muddied place. So we are clearing that energy right there to get that cleared up. And as I'm working through that, I'm seeing you actually getting in arguments with somebody. I just see you arguing. I don't see the other person, but I'm seeing you arguing. And I'm hearing that you get too tied up in the drama. And you know this, but you do it anyway. And your healing team is telling you, like they're going, you know better than that. And they're not being, condescending or anything. They're just saying, get with it. You're smarter than that. Why do you put yourself in the positions you put yourself in? Because you get 5 steps ahead and then you're yanked back 10 steps. And yes, it's because of other people, but more it's because you allow it. So I'm really doing energy movement here and working with the frequency to clear things. And I'm seeing how it's moving up into your throat chakra. And they're saying you have a lot to say, but you need to be more productive about the way you say it. You have to be integrity with yourself. It's like what I'm hearing is sometimes things come out that are not in integrity with yourself. What I'm getting from that is that you speak out of anger instead of out of truth. Like, so it leads the person you're talking to down a different road, because then they react to your reaction and not to your truth. So if you just stood cleanly and purely in your truth, they're going to understand you and they're going to understand your boundary. But because you just you react with kind of a dramatic flair to it, then now both of you are reacting and it's taking you down a whole different path. They're just like, this is so distracting to your life. It really is. It's time to just clear the board. Be with yourself. Work on yourself. Make yourself a priority. Okay. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. So what I'm seeing is like a lot of times you are actually not really in your body. Like you are out of your body a lot. So like you tend to be flighty, and also like you become reactive because you're not fully in yourself, and you are not fully yourself all those times. And like a lot of times you get into conflicts because it's like what, like it's like every single thing kind of catches your attention. It's like very, very flighty. So first of all, calm down and breathe, and really, like slow down, and you can just tune into like what you're actually feeling and what you're actually seeing, instead of like running all around and all going chaotic. So gotta first calm down, and then that would be really a good thing for you. So that's what I'm seeing, and clearing, and so that you can, you know, come into your body and feel comfortable, and really look at your life from there.
Okay, great. Homer?
So immediately I got turmoil. So I was shown like and this is symbolic, like a snow globe being shooken like that. And when you shake a snow globe, um, all those things are flying everywhere. So that's kind of like what I was getting. There was like turmoil. I was led to your lungs. So that turmoil was for you like overwhelming. So I even had to take a deep breath with that, because you're not breathing. The energy felt tight. Also, in your aura, in the emotional part of your aura, um, I had to do a little, I'll say, patchwork, because it felt like there was a little hole in there. I just had to work on it just to strengthen it, to close. It's almost like a balloon with a little hole. I had to just patch up that little hole, because um, it was kind of like a lot of your energy was leaking out, and I don't know if you've been tired, because it leaves you tired. That's what I was getting. So how to do work on that, but also I was getting the message you want to be heard. But even though people can hear you on a physical level, they are not getting you on a deeper level. So it's like talking in different dimensions. You're saying things, but people are just not getting it. So that's what I was getting.
Okay, good. Mary?
Can you hear me?
Speak so we can see. Are you talking?
No, over here it's really, really low. Okay. I was tuning in, and I felt my throat chakra was really dry, and I felt like yeah, something's going. Oh, she's overwhelmed, stressed, a lot going on, lot going on, a lot of um. So I feel like she's um she's, sorry. I don't know. I just feel very. I'm just feeling her pain. Um, I feel sadness. I'm just feeling overwhelmed. A lot going on.
Right. So Mary's really, you can tell that she's feeling you empathically. You can tell by the look on her face, she's feeling a lot of pain. So make sure you cut the cord to that, Mary. Yeah, Mary, you're going to have to talk louder because you're very low.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's very low over here.
Okay, yeah, your sound is not too good. So we will just take the look on your face as the message.
Yeah. That's all we need, Mary.
Right. So
We'll just read your face.
one thing I want to say to you, Karen, because this is something that some people will do sometimes. They'll go, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And I want to say, yeah, you do know, but you need to do something about it now. And, you know, if you say like somebody is doing this to you or somebody's treating you that way, there's nothing you can do about what other people do. The only thing you can do is what you do. So you don't let people treat you that way. And if they do, then you just don't go around those people. Like, just make it really simple for yourself. It's really that simple. I don't deal with people that don't treat me right. They're out the door the second that they disrespect me. I mean, of course, within reason, right? I mean, if it's a repeated factor and I know that they're toxic for me, I'm just not going to deal with them. Why would you even engage in that? So I'm not saying why would you? I'm just saying I wouldn't. But I just hear from you a lot. I know. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Well, okay, now it's time to take the next step so you don't have to keep knowing it and you can start living in a better way. Okay, well, thank you so much, Karen, for letting us work with you. And we will continue with Swati. And so go ahead and continue with your technique. We're all doing different techniques. If you didn't catch that in the beginning, make sure you come back and watch this recording because we go into that. So we will tune in with Swati, and I will go first this time. Did I go first the last time? I think I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I'll let I go first.
So what I'm seeing is like your energy being fuzzy in a sense. Like it's not like clear, like completely clear. So it's almost like you are diluted. That's what it looks like. So maybe like there's too much projects that may be going on, and like too many people pulling on your energy. So like setting the clear boundaries for yourself, so that you can actually spend the time and like make the priority for things that's important for you in your life right now. And like that may shift over time, you know. But like yeah, like too many projects on like one thing and not really clear with the priorities, and the other people pulling like too much interference with too many people. It's not that you can't interact with many people. I'm not saying that. It's just like a cord cutting, and because I feel like you can do things, you know, like with the energy. So like a cord cutting, you know, and like really setting clear boundaries. That's what will help you the most right now. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay, Homer.
Yeah, along the same lines. Be specific of. That's what I was getting. Be more specific because I was getting the feeling of being pulled apart in many directions all at once. So so with being specific, maybe take one at a time and not try to do so many things at the same time. Like a lot, because I was getting a lot of multitasking, and I was like, oh, too much. Um, but I mean, you definitely can handle all that, but you don't have to do all of it all at the same time. And I do know you have an artistic side of you. So, and I was, okay, here comes the galactic part. um, in a way, you're kind of like a cousin to me because there is a race of beings out there that are similar to my own race in the Sirius star system. But your people are very artistic or on the creative artistic side. So I was tapping into that. It was just came to me. So if you want, you could send me a message later, and I'll give you a name of the race. And I love the colors too because it has blue, yellow, greens in it.
Why don't you just
Energetically.
tell her now?
Okay. Orestes.
Orestes?
Orestes.
Okay. You can type that in the chat for her, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go next and say when I tapped in with that flame exhilaration, I felt the energy really building. And then when it got to your head, it was like you're looking left and right, like, oh, wait. So what I'm getting is like the energy really builds. And then you're like in this really powerful place. Like, yes, this is what I'm doing, and I'm really feeling this. And then all of a sudden it gets to your head and you go, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'll do that. And then that flame starts to like get a little weaker. And I'm not saying it goes away. It's kind of here, right? Instead of the buildup that's like, like this power, it just kind of starts to settle down because all the movement of your head. And then what I'm hearing is you want to please everyone. So then you're trying to be everything for everyone, and you're trying to do everything for everyone. And you're trying to you put all these deadlines on yourself for everyone instead of what happened to that powerful flame that you were holding. Like I'm hearing you can hold this incredible space and create something super incredible, but then it's almost like you just shake it off because it's like, okay, the power's there, but then you shake it off. It's like, I'm more in my comfort zone when I can just do everything else instead of really feel that built up power that you have created yourself, that you are. But then you just shake it off. It's like, okay, I'm okay here. So it's kind of like somebody who raises their ascension and raises their vibration, but they're not used to being there. So they'll raise it and then they'll eat a bunch of crap to bring down their vibration. Okay, I feel more comfortable here. People do all kinds of things to sabotage their height and vibration. We'll raise the vibration and then they'll argue for their limitation so they can bring themselves back here. They might raise their vibration to like attain higher states of success, money, health, but then they'll find something that, they're going to argue for some limitation so they can bring it back down. Or they're here and they let people in their life that have a very negative vibration, and then it brings them back to a place of comfort. So a lot of times people bring situations, they busy themselves too much, they bring in toxic people in their life, they eat a bunch of crappy food, they get away from their inner practices, their spiritual practices, because they want to lower their vibration so they can feel more comfortable sitting in their crap. And they're actually not, you and everybody's not actually more comfortable in it. It's just that's what you're used to. And when you're in a higher vibration, it's going to force you to push your envelope further than you've ever pushed it. It's going to force you to go outside of your comfort zone. And some people just want to keep pushing themselves back down so they don't have to do that. So if I would have not allowed myself to raise and I'll say the channeling of this modality was the easy part. When they told me, when I finished that last word and they didn't even give me a day or a night to sleep, they said, now go teach it. I was just like, dang, like, what do you think? I'm superpower here? Yeah, I just learned this myself. Go teach it. Yeah, they're like, yep, go teach it. And in those days, everything that they said, I was like, okay, I just did it. I didn't think twice about it. And so if I didn't do that, I could have worked against myself and said, oh my gosh, really? You think I'm going to bring this modality out that I got from aliens? Like, what in the world? I had been working with angels up until that and ascended masters. I was not doing healings with aliens. So if I would have, lowered my vibration and not done it, we wouldn't be here today doing this. And I'll tell you one thing, the power and the knowledge that I've learned from the Syrians, and in the more healings you do, the better you get at it. I can go so deep with my clients. Everybody here can go so deep with your clients, deeper than most people. And I will say it's because we just jumped in and we did it. So everybody can live their higher vibration and jump into it. You don't have to sabotage yourself by going the other way. Notice when you're doing that. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, Mary. I just got so excited there. What did you get with swatching? Can we hear you?
Oh, we forgot she has sound issues.
Can you hear me?
Barely. Speak louder.
No, something.
Let's just read your face.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we can hear that.
Oh yeah, I thought my head was gonna pop. My neck, my head. It's yeah. So I just feel like she's stressed. She's worrying a lot. I see like she's worried about these fires and don't bring fear. Don't bring fear into your life. Don't let fear. How can I say? Don't let fear guide you. Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah.
Yeah. So, Mary, how did you even know that she's in California to be worried about the fires?
Oh, because I saw fires. I saw red.
Well, you're psychic, girl, because she didn't say anything about fires on here. So,
and she's your neighbor. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she's really yeah. So I just don't worry. Don't live in fear. Just don't live in fear. You that brought you. Let it go.
yeah. So Mary doesn't know Swati, so I'm pretty impressed right there. So thank you, Mary. It's a little hard to hear you, but we did get most of that, I think. Okay. So let's see. We're coming up at the last 3 minutes here. So I just want to let everybody know that we will continue to do these ancient mystery segments mixed in with the other segments that we're going to do. Next Tuesday, Homer and myself and Margie, who's also a light activation practitioner, are going to be here talking about being an empath and picking up on spirit energies, as far as like what empaths feel, if it's theirs or it's something else that you don't even know that it's around you. So we are going to get into kind of some mediumship stuff, which is, the world of deceased people, spirits in general. And we will be doing that Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. 7. And then next Friday, I will be here with me and Homer, and we will be showing some of these awesome light activation healing tools that Homer and his father have created. And they're pretty amazing. Of course, you're not going to be able to see all of them, but you're going to see some really good ones. And we are going to use his power disc, which is an amazing power disc, to do galactic readings for people, galactic healings and readings. So that will be next Friday at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So I always put the announcements up on my pages. So you can go ahead and set the reminder to remind you that we'll be doing it. So we really look forward to seeing you there. We really appreciate you being here tonight. This is just such a tiny little touch of what we have to share. Light activation is really a way of life, and we have so much to share, and we will keep coming back and sharing more and more. Do any of you have any last things to say?
Are we doing more readings or?
No, we're finishing up.
Okay.
We've been here for an hour and a half.
Well, I do want to say thank you to those that went on the chat, and I know some of you expressed want to receive a healing. So sorry we couldn't get to you, but again, like what Cindy said, we will have other shows too, and I'm sure we're going to do healing.
Yes, we are.
As well, yeah.
We're going to do it next Tuesday. We're going to do them every time we come on.
Yeah, so go in the chat room, put your name so we know you're there, and we're going to get you we're gonna pick your name.
So you can subscribe to my YouTube channel or be friends with us, whatever, so you can make sure you get the notifications. But
And
we
again,
really,
you guys all got healings anyway, even
Yep.
if we,
everybody
Everyone.
here was
everybody.
infused with healing
Yeah.
frequencies the whole entire time.
Mhm.
So thank you. Mary sends her love. We really appreciate you all. And
Yeah, thank you so much.
yeah, many, many blessings and lots of love. And if you want to know anything about our work, our websites are there. And we will see you next time. Thank you. Lots of love and lots of light to all of you.